Spartan fans, welcome to week 2 of the Coach Donny Holcomb Coaches Show. We are coming live to you from the Mayo Press Box here, so we've kind of changed our confines. We are a traveling road show. Wherever we're needed, wherever we can do, we'll go. We have the 10th grade game just right behind us, getting ready to just kicked off here. The 9th grade team just ended up winning. It was a nice game for the 9th grade team. But Coach Holcomb likes to be out here in these kinds of environments, show come to these lower level games to make sure that we're always supporting just not our varsity program, but all the programs throughout Spartan. So we decided to do the show tonight right here from the Mayo Press Box. So we're going to get started. Once again, if you know that you're on the channel, please get and subscribe. And then make sure you also hit that notification button there. So then that way when the show gets uploaded, you're going to be the first to know, and you can go and watch it at any time you want. Also, you're going to see on your screen, if you would like to get involved with helping support the Mayo Spartans, you're going to see a link to our For Giving page on the screen there. Please go out to that For Giving page. Give whatever you can. We would greatly appreciate it. It goes all to support the players and the different things that the program wants to do. And also, if you'd like to be one of our sponsors of the Weekly Coaches Show, please feel free to reach out at SpartansTDClub@gmail.com. That's, again, SpartansTDClub@gmail.com. You'll see that on the screen as well. And we'd love to have your sponsorship as one of the sponsors for our Coaches Show. This week's sponsor, another great friend of Mayo football, another guy that I saw just randomly in the parking lot and just asked him, hey, here's what we're doing. We need some help. Would you be involved? And he instantly jumped at it. That's Steve Gage with Jag Tours. You can go and visit them at jagtours.com. Jag Tours is a motor coach tour company, and they take care of everything for you. You can just go to their website, see all the different places they've gone in 2024. Some of the places they're still going in 2024, where they're going to go in 2025, and they take care for everything. All you got to do is say, I want to go. They take care of the lodging, all the different tours that you might go on, all the different accommodations where you're going to eat, all that stuff. They take care of all that for you. So all you have to do is relax and enjoy the tour. So can't thank Steve enough. He's a great guy, helps out with a ton of stuff, just not Mayo football, but across Mayo is a huge supporter. So I want to thank Steve and the rest of the group at Jag Tours. Please go check them out at jagtours.com. Coach,
I'll tell you what.
Welcome back. Second week.
Nothing better than the view from the press box with the game going on and my best buddy, Rob Cawthorn here.
Hey, yes, I forgot. I am host Rob Cawthorn, joined by head coach Donny Holcomb. Had enough people tell us that they thought it was okay the first week.
That's great.
We said we might as well do it another week. So hopefully we get everybody liking what we're doing, and they keep subscribing and keep watching.
Well, first of all, what an awesome addition to Mayo football that we have this and we have people that are willing to run it and sponsor. It's a great addition. And for our fans that can't make it to the games or to the away games, it's super cool that we have this. So thank you guys for putting it on, and just looking forward to talking some football.
Yeah.
We've had pressure on them this whole time. This is a good time to get more pressure. There it is.
Dickhausen in the end zone, scrambling, gets tackled. Did he get out of the end zone? Safety.
They call the safety.
So let's talk a little about Burnsville. Let's recap, put a close on that. It's always nice to get a win no matter how it goes. So week 1's in the books. You guys came out right away, kind of jumped on it and didn't look back. So, tell us a little bit about how you and your coaching staff talked to the boys and put a recap on the Burnsville game.
Well, the recap we talk about is, are we better than last year? Are we getting better both as a team but as a program? And I think that's the thing that I'm most proud of, is that I can say yes. I mean, we can't tell if the opponent's going to be better or worse year in and year out. I mean, even the first game, you have no clue until you play them. So I don't know how good we are. I know that we played better than Burnsville. For 3 quarters, we played some really good football. The third quarter, we wasted it. Every week we have goals that we talk about, OD and special teams. And combining those 3, we were 72% out of 100 for our goals. And that's pretty, in my opinion, it's a good reflection of the way we played, because we left 25% out there from a third quarter.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Like I said, that's kind of leads into my next question, that there seemed like there was times where maybe mental lag, some mental penalties and stuff like that. And I know from a coaching standpoint, that can be frustrating, because you'll take the aggressive penalties when players are, being aggressive, but sometimes it's the mental ones that, as a coach and a coaching staff that, are a little bit more difficult to take. Talk a little bit about that, like during the game when those things are kind of happening. How do you regroup the guys? How do you talk to them and say, hey, let's get back on track?
It's frustrating because those are mistakes that we can control. Those are things that are in our hands, whether or not we're going to get penalized. So it's frustrating. And you saw during the game in the third quarter when we had the ball and it was penalty, and all of a sudden it was like a, 2nd and 25 or something. And it's really hard to get yourself out of that situation. So you're basically just trying to gain some yards back, get rid of the ball, and try to pin him as deep as you can. But at the same time, you wasted an opportunity to score. You don't know if you're going to get the ball back in the third quarter. So it was that emphasis this week that we have to clean things up. We have to be responsible for our actions and earn our teammates' respect by taking the little things serious.
Yeah.
5:45 left here, second quarter. Sheehan in there at quarterback. Looks like Peterson and Sheehan are kind of alternating possessions. Sheehan straight up the middle is going to gain about 8 of them.
Rotated both quarterbacks throughout the game. How do you think that went? How do you think the rotation worked out?
They both want to be the starter. They're competitive, and they both could be the starter. We have 2 very good quarterbacks on our hands, and I like the way that we rotated them in, and they did some, different things better than each other. But we're still looking for that leadership to be grown out of both of them, and we're not sure. Calder got banged up a little bit in the game, so we're not quite sure of his status for this week. But like I said, the nice thing is we have 2 kids that would be starting quarterbacks on, I would think, any team. So we're going to be ready.
Good. I think, coming away from the game, one of the big talks of the game, of course, was Isaiah. I mean, when you have that kind of a game and still, 5 touchdowns, 2 were, he had 2 more that were called back from penalties. So, potentially could add 7, just an unreal game, special game for him. It's a great way for him to start the season. Is Isaiah the kind of running back that, he gets into the game as the game progresses and more carries he gets, the more comfortable he's seeing everything and can break off some of those big runs?
I think it's that. But the other key point, and we talked about our program getting better, is you think about our game against Burnsville last year. You come second half, and we started to destruct with injuries, with cramping, with rotating guys in. And this time we didn't do that so much. Now, I told the kids at halftime, I pointed that out, and then we came out a half, and third quarter we had guys cramping, so maybe I shot myself in the foot with saying it. But with Isaiah specifically, I think he only played 1 series of defense. So that means we had a fresh Isaiah for the whole game. And when you bring Isaiah in the game in the third and the fourth quarter and you got a tired defense, boy, we got two people playing at different speeds because Isaiah, he starts the game off the same way he finishes. He's 100 miles an hour. It was like video game highlights out there, him going left to right. But again, that's because he's fresh and he's got those legs where he's got the energy to make 4 or 5 cuts and still, go to the length of the end zone. So Isaiah is a tremendous running back, but it also goes along with what we're trying to do as a strategy in our program to keep guys healthy and safe and have more contribute.
Yeah. Now, on the other side of the ball, defensively, you guys showed some glimpses of being extremely dominant. You had some flashes of just being a really, really potent, dominant defense and shutting Burnsville down on anything that they wanted to do. What stood out to you defensively?
Well, they had 24 rushes for 24 yards. So a yard per carry is pretty special. And Burnsville is rebuilding. I mean, that's obvious from watching the game. But what we look for is, do we do our assignments, regardless of how the other teams play? How are we playing, and are we playing off of each other? And I think they did a really nice job of that. They had a lot of good energy. But to your point, the last play before half, we gave up a touchdown, and we gave up another touchdown that was a deep fade ball, mistimed the jump. We let their kick returner score on it. So 3 things that I believe were more in our control than basically what they did, and we got to get a handle on that.
Yeah. And then the final phase of the game, we talk about, special teams phase. It looks like the Mayo kicking program is going to be in good hands for the next, 5 years or so. Pretty special, pretty cool that an 8th grader gets to come in, do a kickoff, kick a couple extra points. Talk a little bit about that.
Oh, geez. Well, first of all, to have Ethan post and be fortunate and blessed enough to have a great kicker for 4 years has been tremendous. But then Ethan is the type of kid that's going to take somebody else under his wing and teach him, and that's exactly what he's done with Miles Tees. Miles is an 8th grader that moved back from Colorado. He's a tremendous soccer player, and we just said, hey, you want to give kicking a try? I heard from his dad that he was kicking some pretty good field goals at camps when he was even a 6th grader. I think he said he made a 45-yarder at the St. Thomas College camp. So we got him out here. I saw him kick once, and he put it in the end zone from a kickoff as an 8th grader, which is unreal. And he wasn't going to kick in the game, but I wanted to see what he would do, like spare the moment and how he'd respond. And, man, he did a great job. Yeah. He's going to be exciting. Hopefully we got him for another 4 years because even Ethan has said Ethan's gone all around the country to every D1 camp and visit. He was at FSU on Monday, and he said compared to all the other kids in Miles' grade, like he's top 10 from everything he's seen. So he's got a great future ahead of him.
Yeah, that's awesome to kind of know you kind of have that solidified and hopefully, like you said, stays with us. Well, congratulations. Like I said, always getting that first one's nice. Starting the year off 1-0 is always a good thing. So congrats on the nice win against Burnsville. Stay with us. Up next, we're going to have our player spotlight we got a couple of Mayo offensive linemen join us to talk about the game at Burnsville.
And a handoff. Beal up the middle. He's going to break through everybody, get into the end zone for a touchdown.
Well, and if you happen to look, the offensive line just demolished the D-line. The whole D-line was pushed back into the end zone. Yeah. I mean, they're just dominating up front right now.
All right, welcome back, Spartan fans. We have our player spotlight tonight. We kind of had to make a little bit more room here in our cozy confines here. So Coach Holcomb's standing behind us. Coach, why don't you go ahead and introduce the 2 players that you brought with you today for the player spotlight session?
Hey, honored to do it. We've got our center, junior Brody Cawthorn here, and we have guard tackle junior John Muller.
All right, guys, welcome. Thanks for coming on the show and being part of it. I want to kind of talk to you a little bit about Burnsville. Nice to get that first win. Nice to get that one under the belt. One of the things I want to talk about is everybody knows Isaiah had a really nice game, and after he was our player of the game, and the first thing he did is he gave credit to his O-line, for creating those holes and creating that space. Just tell me a little bit about what it's kind of like to block for when you got a guy like Isaiah in the backfield.
I think it's like an amazing thing to have a guy behind you that you can really rely on, and you know that you're going to smash the guy in front of you, and you know he's going to make a move. So you make that gap, he's going to run right through it.
Yeah, he's a special player. I mean, you leave an inch of space, he's going to go right through that gap and get 10, 15 yards every run.
Yeah, he made a lot of nice little runs. Tell me a little bit about those. Sometimes he likes to get creative. There was sometimes there where the play was easily designed to the right. The next thing you know, Isaiah's cutting it back and going for 40 yards the opposite way. Tell me a little bit sometimes what that's kind of like to try to block when you don't know when he's going to cut back, where he's going to do, and how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, it makes it difficult, but you just trust him. Like, he'll find where he needs to go and get 20, 30, however many yards he gets. He's just incredibly special.
Yeah, I like to agree with that. I mean, you do your job, you do what you're supposed to. Play will work out how it's supposed to. He'll make the move, he'll do it for you. You just got to do what you got to do. He'll make it happen.
Yeah, and then so the last question I have for you guys before we get to the 10 fast speed questions here. So, another part of the game, of course, is the passing game. Got to have the pass blocking going on. What was that like for the first time kind of getting into that groove with the passing game on Friday night?
I mean, I'm going to be honest, Burnsville wasn't the biggest team we're going to face this year. We're going to see a lot of big guys, a lot of guys that, could be going somewhere after high school. And I think that was really just a wake-up call for our line. I mean, I think we blocked very well. We had no sacks. I think our quarterbacks are pretty happy about that. But, I think there's only good things to come. We've been practicing every single day, work on our pass blocks. I think there's only good things for our quarterbacks.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, going up against Jack Reagan and Casey Kramer every day at practice, it helps so much. I mean, 2 great players I line up across every day. But I think the quarterbacks are glad they didn't get hit last week, and hopefully it can continue against Eagan.
Awesome. So, guys, here's what we do every week. We have 10 questions. They're just going to be a rapid fire. You just answer them. Don't think about them. Just tell us the first answer. John, will start with you, and then you'll flip the mic over and let BC answer here, okay?
Yep.
All right, first one is bacon or sausage?
Bacon.
Bacon.
Okay, next one. What's your favorite season?
Winner.
Fall.
Favorite color?
Blue.
Aqua blue.
Who do you text the most?
My mom.
Family group chat.
Favorite dessert?
Ice cream.
All the above.
Yeah, all the above. I mean,
Haven't missed too many desserts, have you? Favorite store to shop at?
Shields.
yeah, Shields.
What time do you usually go to bed?
10.
11:30.
Favorite type of music?
Rap.
Country.
If you have a nickname, what is it?
Earl.
BC.
What is something you feel is worth spending extra money on?
My friend.
Clothes and jewelry.
Nice. Guys, thanks so much for coming out and joining us on this segment of the Players Spotlight. Good luck on Friday. Stay healthy and keep rolling.
Thanks for having us. It was a blast.
Yep, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bring us to 1st and 15. Here's the snap. Dickhausen looks to throw, and here's the pass. Going to be intercepted right there by the Spartans. And
That's
return.
Max Durgan.
Max Durgan. Pretty much the easiest interception he's ever done.
Yeah, he was just playing center field back there.
Up next, we're going to have the student spotlight. It's going to be Justin Matei. He is one of the 4 tailgate captains of the Spartan Tailgate Clubs.
Here's a handoff near side.
That's a
Isaiah Beal
touchdown.
has room, and he is through the secondary and into the end zone. Max Durgan split far right. Boguslawski there on the inside. Boguslawski's going to go in motion. Here's the snap and a little pitch shot out to Beal. Beal gets through 2 guys and gets to the corner and gets into the end zone. His 3rd score of the game.
Boy,
All right, welcome back, Spartan football fans. And hey, today we are joined by Mr. Justin Matei, our student spotlight. Justin is one of the 4 captains of our tailgate club. Thanks for joining us today, Justin.
I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit of what is the tailgate club? What do you guys do? What's all involved in the tailgate club?
So what we do is we get a whole bunch of our male Spartans here, and we rally up and we come to all the sports. We come to football games. We come to basketball games. We come to volleyball games. We go to everything, and we just make a crowd and we show up to everything.
Awesome. So for all these kinds of events, do you guys do it for both home and away games?
As much as we can, yeah. But mostly every home game, and if it's an away game, we do our best to get to everything.
Okay.
Heck, they were even at our scrimmage. They came out for our
Oh, I
scrimmage
remember
against
that.
Century.
Yeah.
They're the hype group at the basketball games and everywhere. It's awesome.
Yeah. Got all the volleyball games and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So is anyone allowed to come over to the parking lot and hang out with you guys, or how does that work?
As long as they're a male Spartan, they can come.
Nice.
No one else can come.
Alumni, students, everybody?
Yeah, for sure.
Nice. Okay, good. Could Coach Holcomb and myself make even an appearance and come over?
Male
Is there food?
Spartan,
Grillo?
Sometimes.
Nobody brings a grill? You guys got to get a big grill and
We did
get
it
some
for the
food
first time.
cooking. You did?
First time we did it, we had a grill.
Okay, nice. What about so how did you decide to get involved with the tailgate club?
I actually got picked by last year's tailgating captains. That's usually how it works. You get picked from years prior.
Nice. For showing school spirit and
Yeah.
coming out and doing all those kind of fun things?
Yep.
Awesome. Well, that's good. If students want to get involved, what do they need to do to be part of the Touchdown Club? Or the Tailgate Club, sorry.
Really just go to things, make yourself hype at these type of events like football games. Be loud, be spirit, you know what I'm saying? Just have that energy. Let tailgating captains see it. Let the crowd see it. Let the players see it. People will want you to be a captain if you make it look like you want to be a captain.
Nice. Do you want to tell us who the other 3 captains are?
So the other boy captain is Logan McQuilkin, who does volleyball, and he's pretty hyped too. That was how he got picked. He went to all the football games and got hyped last year. So now he's a captain too. And then one of the girls we have is Julianne She's a swim captain as well, also super hype, just loud, goes to everything. And then we have Sydney Jacobson, who is a dancer, who's also super loud, super hype, goes to everything.
Awesome. So it sounds like a common theme. Everybody gets excited, support the Spartans, show up, and just get super hype.
Yep.
Okay, great.
Big school spirit, and it's not even just at the games, right? It's at the pep fests, rallies in the gym. They get everybody going in the student section, so it's a cool thing. And I thank you guys because it brings the it enlightens the atmosphere too, and for the students at the game. So appreciate it.
And so you guys, for the home games, is it right out in the senior parking lot?
Yep.
Okay. So people just start showing up there usually about what time?
We have them at 6 every home game, and we stay there, stay in the senior lot until probably like 6:40, and then we all make our way in here, fill up the stands.
So even the next home game being on a Thursday, you guys are going to be out there rocking it on a Thursday.
Yep.
That's awesome. It's awesome. You guys ever get a band out there, got music cranking, that kind of stuff? We need to get you a band. Coach Holcomb loves karaoke. He could come out and sing a little karaoke for you or something.
Guitar Hero?
Maybe next time. Maybe next time.
Okay.
The next tailgating, yeah.
Awesome. So just show up 6 o'clock if you love the Spartans and want to cheer them on.
Yep.
Anybody's welcome.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, Justin, thanks for coming out. It was nice meeting you. Really appreciate having you. Keep the cheering going. I know the team really supports it.
Of course.
I'm glad we got to catch him now because he's a track runner too, and he's so fast we wouldn't have been able to catch him in the spring.
True.
So
And I see he's got a basketball shirt on, so you must hoop a little bit too.
Yeah.
Nice. Maybe have to come out and get the Tailgate Club to really get going at those basketball games too.
It's gonna be crazy.
It's going to be crazy?
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Justin. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
thank you.
So here is Dickhausen. He's rolling to his left. Right-hand throw. He has to open his hips up. But not before the Spartans get to him and sack.
So the Spartans are doing this with their D-line. They're not sending blitzes.
Sure.
They've got
Awesome. Welcome back, Spartan fans. And once again, I want to thank Justin Matei for taking the time to come and talk with us about the Tailgate Club. It's extremely cool what the students here at Mayo High School are doing to really help support all students here, whether it's like you heard him say, there's a lot of different things that the Tailgate Club gets involved with. So really cool that Justin could join us. So we're going to jump in. Now let's talk about week 2. Week 2, you guys are going to go travel to Eagan, exact same schedule. So just reverse this year. So now going to go to Eagan for a game. I think talk a little bit about Coach last year. In my opinion, I think Eagan was kind of really the first wake-up call for your team going, oh, okay, we're not in Kansas anymore. This is serious, and this is how these 6A teams are going to want to play. They're going to want to just ground and pound and get after us, and we have to respond to that. So tell us a little bit, thinking back about last year, how that happened, and now kind of looking forward to this year.
Well, I think, we talked about are we getting better as a program, and that's how we measure it. We measure our success. And you think about last year, we blew it. I mean, over the quarterback's head with the snap, false starts, lining up wrong. I mean, we didn't give ourselves a chance to score a point. And with their type of offense where they take control of the clock, you don't know if you're going to get the ball back. So if you ruin an opportunity, you don't know when you're going to get it back and be able to make up for lost time. And last year we could not do that. Eagan is definitely a test of discipline and strength. And we're ready to see how much better we are than last year.
Yeah, so they opened up on the road against Edina, last week and lost a really, close game against Edina, who was in the 6A state championship game last year. So kind of, hard to know maybe what, Eagan, you get out of them. But talk a little bit about now, this is going to be their home opener. This is going to be your guys' first road game of the season. So talk a little bit about that dynamic. What does a road game bring? Not necessarily, you're going into another team's environment, but the things maybe off the field that, that you have to go through as a coach and your coaching staff have to go through as well as the players.
I love being able to play at home, but it is a lot less stressful as far as pre-game setup and after the games with all that takedown, away game. Just get on the bus. You got your routine. You don't have to set up anything at the field, and you're ready to play. So I'm excited I really enjoy having away games as well. For Eagan, they got to be pumped up. Like you said, they played the state champion runner-up, and I think they played them well. Coach Johnson is an excellent coach and runs a great program. And, we don't get to play Owatonna for this year and last year. This is the closest to an Owatonna team in everything, not just because of their uniform colors, but the type of offense was a traditional Owatonna double wing team. And then their defense, the exact same thing that Owatonna runs with the 3-4 and man coverage. So we're excited to get out there and get a second chance to play them, and we need to play a clean game in order to beat a great opponent like Eagan.
Yeah. As far as the away game goes, do you think that it allows the players a little bit more opportunity to kind of band together? You don't have the distractions of being at home. You don't get to go home, after school. You got to get on the bus. So do you think it has, that camaraderie effect of having an away game?
Yeah, definitely. Getting on the bus and making that trip together, and we hit city limits and everybody's quiet and focused, and there's not as much downtime pregame either. And we do that on purpose. Like, we'll get up there and just have enough time to get taped, get the first group out, get the second group off. Let's do our pregame, get back in the locker room, and let's play the game. We don't want to have 2 hours, ahead of us. So
Yeah. You kind of talked a little bit about, some things offensively and defensively. So we're going to start with Eagan on the defensive side of the ball. When, watching film, you kind of mentioned it. They run that odd front, kind of bring different pressures based off of formations, those kinds of things. But also when watching film, was able to kind of see some things Edina was able to do, those kinds of things. What are you seeing defensively from Eagan? Anybody really stand out on that side of the ball to you?
I think their number one defensive player, and I'm sorry I don't have the name memorized, but they have got an inside linebacker who's I know is being heavily recruited by college teams too. So he's a tough kid. He plays linebacker. I believe he plays, what does he play on offense? I'm not sure if he's their down tailback or fullback or if he's on the line a little bit, but he's a tough kid. And then as far as everybody else, it's disciplined football with that 3-4. Like, the coach really depends on them to man their technique and control their gaps and rely on everybody else to do their job. So I don't think there's anything particular that we see or one place that we're going to attack. It's just we know what we're going to do and we got to execute.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, from a passing game standpoint, do have some opportunities there, as far as sometimes when a team like Eagan runs the ball so much offensively that maybe their, safeties, corners, that kind of stuff don't necessarily get a lot of the reps to go against passing. So, might have some opportunities in the passing game.
Yeah, definitely. And we need to improve our passing game. And we obviously ran the ball really well and didn't need to throw it much other than when they were uncovered is a lot of our receptions from last week. But we're going to have to convert pass plays and make sure that we can move the ball down the field throwing it too.
Yeah, so now let's talk about Eagan offensively. So you kind of mentioned, one of the key words that I had jotted down as well, which is discipline. They run a very disciplined offense, which takes just the same discipline on the other side of the ball for the Spartans to be disciplined defensively, not necessarily try to do too much. Trust your keys, trust your instincts to make those plays. So how do you work with the defense this week to, trust what they see in front of them and stay disciplined in the attack?
Well, I think you hit it on the head. Like, we got to talk to the kids about, it's kind of boring. Like, you have an assignment to do and you need to do it time after time, and you can't get caught up because the minute you decide not to do it, they're running the same thing. They're running the dive option every time. So if you're not going to tackle the dive back, the next play, they're going to hand it off to them. So we've really stressed the key components of facing an option team and breaking it down in practice by segment with groups just so that they know what their responsibilities are over and over again.
Yeah, and the next, talk about their running game, it is, once again, the bread and butter of their offense. But when they do throw, sometimes these kinds of offenses can catch teams by surprise when they throw. So during the week of practice this week, and also especially in the game, how do you guys go about keeping your corners, safeties kind of engaged in the game, but also always making sure that we protect that pass game?
Yeah, and we got to put them in a good position where we're not asking them to do two things. We're not asking them to cover, but have their eyes in the backfield for the run and get them thinking too much, which is some of what happened last year. And first drive they had, we had them almost held, like you're saying, then all of a sudden, boom, a little pass out of the backfield. We didn't have them covered, and they score. So we have a different strategy going in this year, and we need the kids to execute.
Yeah, so you mentioned their head coach. I know you know him really well. I got an opportunity to meet him last year. Really nice guy, but extremely organized, extremely disciplined. So don't expect anything less but a very well-prepared, disciplined Eagan football team for you guys to but what a great opportunity. What a great second opponent. What a great opportunity for you guys and for the team, like you said, to come out and see, kind of gauge that barometer where they are.
Yeah, where are we at with a power running team? Like where's our strength? How do we play that style of offensive football? Because like you said, a lot of them will do it. They play to their strengths. They've got more kids. They've got more numbers. They got more size. They don't need to sling the ball around. They can just line up and run right behind the big guys.
Yep.
So we got to stop it.
Yep. No, definitely excited. Like I said, I think hopefully I know you guys put in a good game plan this week and got the boys ready to go, and we'll get up there on Eagan and come out with that W. Coach, tell us a little bit about, do you know where the other, I know they're playing right now, but where any of the other programs got going on this week?
Hey, just like we talked about with Eagan's offense, I mean, what happened here in this first quarter, I was looking out the window, we had the ball, we didn't do anything with it, gave it back to them. They held the ball the entire first quarter to go down and score a touchdown. So that's just an example of the type of offense that can drain the clock. But tomorrow we have our 7th and 8th graders that are going to be playing the Byron Bears, so they're going to get their first real game after a scrimmage against Winona. And then Burnsville, unfortunately, didn't have a 9th. They had a 9th grade team we had to cancel because of the weather, and they did not have a 10th grade.
Yeah, and so this is these guys' first crack at some opponents and stuff like that. So also make sure you go and check out big9conference.org if you need to check any of the schedules, that kind of stuff. Once again, I really want to thank Steve Gage and the group over at Jag Tours for being our sponsor this week of the Donny Holcomb Coaches Show. Make sure you go and see them at jagtours.com. Let them take care of all the planning for you and take care of everything. So they're great group of people. Make sure you go and check them out.
Love to hear that crowd. Big play just happened down there.
That's right. Spartans made something happen.
There we go.
So on behalf of head coach Donny Holcomb, we got Mr. Bodie behind the camera there. Myself, Rob Cawthorn. We want to thank you again for checking us out week 2. We got Eagan go 2-0 and go Spartans.
Go Spartans.
Hands out.